Recording. Hi guys, welcome to The Perfect Game. My name's Tim. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, so I'm doing this quietly and also looking a bit tired, but I thought I'd get it out of the way. I'm watching some Olympics and I thought I'd give this a go. So pretty cool to have you on board. I've done this a few times, but I've never done videos straight for kids. So we'll give this a go. What the aim of the unit is for you to come out of this time with a great game. Basically a game where you've really thought about the rules and the environment and the court size, and the way that you set it up is going to impact on every single person, and not just, is it a cool game? So you're really going to have thought it through. So the first stage, I'm going to screen share, and then we can talk from there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go to share screen, and hopefully share screen, boom. So what you're looking at now is a website that I have sent a link to your teacher, and basically it's called Active Participate. So what we're going to look at is all the things about participation that you need to think about when you're putting together a game. So first thing is you don't have to join the subscribe, but if you can, put your teacher's email address in there. It only pops up once. So then you can click through. First page looks like this, and it's just like a welcome page. You really don't need to think about it too much. It's just a welcome page. There's a few things here, a little description of what we're trying to do, and there's this golden rule: my fun is not more important than your fun. And that's really what you're trying to think about the whole time, is how does this affect each person? Okay, up the top here, there are 4 tabs: noticing, what matters, systems for inclusion, and when you click more, it drops down to another one called other ways to be involved. Okay, so we're going to start with noticing. So let's just go in there for a minute. And the password is active, ACTIVE, whole order, HAUORA, and click OK. Cool. That takes you to a page with games on it. And there's a bunch of games here that you can click to read. This one here's a little video. It'll explain how to play it. This one here's a little description, and you pop open the little PDFs here, and they give you little sheets that you have to fill in. So I'll just click on one. So this is just a plus and minus and interest. And when you go back and have another look, there's another one. And this time there's a T-chart where you're comparing it with 2 teams to a whole class. So we'll just go back here. So basically, if you scroll down, there's about 1, 2, 3, 4 games that you could try. You've only really got a week or so, and you're going to need to lead maybe half a class or a whole class if the teacher's involved. Be cool if you videoed yourself trying to teach the kids. But what I'm after for next Tuesday morning at 9:30 is a conversation about how it went, and perhaps you can share with me one of these little charts, these reflection tools. Okay, so to show you the main reflection tool I want you to have a go at using, hopefully it's this one. Yep, this is a spider web. And so when you're playing a game in this first week, what I want you to do is to give it a score. Okay, so you might play Octopus, and you might score it that it's really, it's either a 1, a 2, or a 3, and you put a little mark on these circles. If it's a 3, it'll be right out here, and you put a little X there. Then think about Octopus in terms of how challenging it was. Okay, and how difficult it really was to play, and it's probably more like maybe a 2. Okay, fun. Okay, now for you, your score might be out here. Okay, it's important for you, and then think about Octopus for social, and really think about your class. And there might be you might stop to notice that actually Octopus is fun for half your class, but actually half of them walk, half of them don't play, half of them aren't interested, and so you get a little score. And if you join up your 4 X's, you'll end up with a shape. Okay, now that's the beginning of our thinking, and what we're aiming to do by the end of the term is create a game that is the biggest possible diamond that we can create. Okay, so this is important. I want you to do that with the game, and then I want you to change colour. So you might have done yours in blue. I want you to change colour and do it in red maybe, and think about someone else. Pick a kid in the class. Don't put their name, but think about that kid and describe them. You might call them the slow kid, or you might call them, the sporty kid, or you might do from the teacher's point of view. Okay, so from the teacher's point of view, was it physical? Not at all. Was it challenging? Yeah, this game always goes bad, etc. Was it fun for the teacher? Did they like doing it? No way. Was it actually social? Did the teacher get to interact with the class, or did the teacher have to be a leader? And I just want you to be able to compare two different people's point of view. Okay, so that's the aim. I want to go back and talk about the 4 games. Now on Tuesday, if you don't understand any of these games, we can talk about one in particular. Okay, so basically sitting on the grass, when you click the video here, it will talk to you about how to play it. But the questions to think about are, this is a game where you have to choose someone. You have to name a person that you're going to pick. You have to pick a person. So what I want you to have a notice is, are the people picking their friends? Are they just picking the same gender? So boys picking boys, girls picking girls. Or are they picking the person straight across the circle from them? So they're not really thinking. Okay? And I just want you to notice what's happening in the game. Maybe do a spider web, or maybe just think about it and document it a little bit. Okay, Anchor Point is a game where you spread all of your class out and you are on a tennis court and you join 2 people together, and they have to spin around keeping one person in the same place. And so that the line sort of pivots around, and then they can change which end pivots until they can scoop up another person. It's like Amoeba, if you've ever played Amoeba, where you join up tag. So again, this might be a bit hard to explain without actually talking about it. And the aim is to just scoop up your class as fast as you can, without hurting each other's hands and without breaking each other's contact. Again, I want you to think about, when you chose who to scoop up first, was it a girl choosing the girl or heading towards a girl, or was it the closest person, or so on? Also, when you were trying to go fast, did you care about the people you were playing with? Did you not? Sometimes what happens is people hurt each other's hands because they're holding hands but they're going fast, and it kind of stretches them. They don't care. Down here with the PDFs, there's 2 versions. The first one is a version where it's the whole class just trying to do it as fast as they can. I want you to PMI that. Or you can have 2 teams, one against the other, and you can compare one game with the whole class compared to 2 games where they're going against each other. Okay, so again, you don't have to do all of these. I think really just do one of them. Pick a game, have a wee read, see if you can make sense of it. On Tuesday, again, I can re-talk through the games if you couldn't figure them out. Okay, the name game is again a real weird little game. Kids spread out all over the place. You name one kid. That kid has to walk straight at another kid, just walking directly at them. The only way that person can stop themselves getting tagged is to yell out another person's name. Okay, when they yell out another person's name, the person that was walking towards them has to stop, and the person that they just yelled out has to start walking towards another person. Quite complicated again, and the idea is still the same thing. Is the person walking towards the logical person? Are they walking towards the person that's closest to them and they could get them out? Or are they walking towards their friend? Or are they walking towards only boys, etc.? And so I want you to notice as a class who's kind of getting left out of the games, who's not even being noticed. Okay? If all of this is too confusing and too hard, play a really simple game. Play a tag game. Down here I've got a couple. Fire, water, trees, rescue tag. But you could do it with Dead Ant Hospital. You could do it with any tag game. Your thinking has to be, who's getting chased? Who's getting chased by who? Who's getting picked by who? So if you're a boy, are you always chasing boys? If you're a girl, are you always chasing girls? Or are you actually making the smart choice? So that person's close to me, I can get them. That's the smart choice in a game, but it's often not what happens in school. Okay, there is another game here called Buffer Tag. I won't try and explain it, but when you click on it, there's a big card pops up with instructions. For this game, you need every person in the class to have something to stand on. I've said floaty boards, and you need a swimming noodle or 2, a couple of swimming noodles, to use as tagging. Instead of tagging with your hands, you tag with a swimming noodle, and you need a hoop. Okay, so again, have a good read, have a think. Maybe before Tuesday, don't play anything. Maybe it's better for you as the little team to talk through what you might do. If you did play anything, I would suggest you try and play the one here that's got the video, because it'll explain how to play it. The hardest game to understand, I think, for you guys without seeing it is probably the name game. But yeah, I think maybe just start with Sitting on the Grass, possibly Anchor Point, and if in doubt, come down and just play a tag game, and really use this spiderweb reflection tool. Okay. Now on the site up here, I've got a little link on the top of the noticing page. It connects to VLN School Journal, and that just takes us to a blank page. Okay. I'll change the title. That's another school that was involved. I might do that any minute now. And basically, you just need to type in what you did. Oops, I'll take it out of the bin. You need to type in what you did. You need to type in, maybe I'll put in a photo or something. We might just describe what popped up in your thinking. And then what I'll do is I'll add little questions and comments. And so this will happen between our Tuesday videos. Okay, I hope this makes some sense. Look forward to hearing from you. If you want to either video back a little response or just type something on this page to let me know you've had a wee think, maybe down the bottom here you could just put, some questions or some ideas. So really, we're not after a timeline next Tuesday. We're just going to have what have you got up to, and we'll go for it from there. Okay, so yeah, hope this works. Don't stress if it doesn't. And yes, so on. If just as an aside, I live in Christchurch, and in the holidays, if this sort of works well, we might be able to think about actually being face to face for something and putting something in action for term 4. So yeah, excited to see what happens with this. Okay, cheers. Okay, so I'm sorry, I know that's really fast and crazy, and Sarah, I hope you can maybe listen to that as well. Again, the best advice, I think, is to just pick one game, try and make sense of it. Doesn't matter actually what the game is. The real use is the spider web, comparing and noticing. And you're noticing things in terms of who's involved, not how the game's working. Don't be tempted to change the game to fix it at this point. You can you possibly make up your own version, but once you've got one that's working, stick with it. Okay, and we'll talk again. I'm on emails all the time, so just fire things away through the day and we'll go from there.